what we have tomorrow is ADP numbers, and then there's a series of other news events happening. Tomorrow, the market would already be focusing a lot on what they expect for Friday. They're thinking based on Friday's numbers, we would get some kind of resolve out of the Fed, Bernanke, whether, we'll see a tapering or not. And numbers come out, and they're good numbers, job numbers. There are a lot of economists that believe that, maybe we'll see some kind of tapering. But as I've mentioned, I'm more of the other school of thinking that based on Bernanke's ways of kind of doing what he's done here, from the school of, he just spent a lot of time studying the Depression era, and the one thing he noticed is that when they were bouncing back, the mistake they made was to raise interest rates and they did things too soon. They cut liquidity to the markets too soon, and you had the second dip in the economy. And so I don't think he would want to see that happen, and I think, if he really looks at this economy and at least, there's always, in life, everything is about perspective, what angle you're looking at things from, and you might find that the angle you're looking at, you see things much differently than, the one another person's looking from. But I don't see an economy here that is growing anywhere close to where you would be concerned about trying to pull back right now. On the contrary, this economy is still slow. Its growth is at best at 2% in GDP, and that's really bad. We've lost a lot of jobs, and we're not really making any kind of real progress on it. And he knows that we need jobs, and we're not getting anywhere close to where we need. Not that it's his fault. In all honesty, the problem with jobs is Congress and our president. They're really just killing us. And the amount of new regulations that have been thrown in that just really is just choking growth in businesses. But yet businesses are doing really well because of the efficiency of, again, cutting down on workers, finding that they don't want to pay for this health care, so a lot of them are hiring part-time employees, and that's really been what our economy is. That's been the creation of this Obama health care, which is, let's hire part-timers. That way we don't have to pay their health care. That's basically a lot of what's going on. So going back to looking at that and how Bernanke normally would, I believe, based on his view of what he believes is going to sustain this economy going in the right direction, is it's too early to cut back the liquidity that's being provided. If there was any kind of tapering, then initially we'll see definitely a yen strength if there was any kind of tapering done. But eventually, I think in the long run, you would see the dollar gain back momentum, only because then at that point, you would start suspecting that somewhere down the road also the market then starts to try to anticipate, okay, when are interest rates going to go up again? And so they get into that whole thing. Now it's not a matter of how much tapering. Okay, they started tapering, so along with that, interest rates are going to have to be increased. And so it becomes a matter of when and by how much and blah, 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 and then we get into this whole pattern of, but for the moment, if there is no more tapering, if we can get through where finally the market interprets that that's not going to happen till next year, then we'll see a stock market that'll probably run, and if it runs, they'll sell the yen off again, and we'll see this dollar yen continue to go higher. That would just give us, opportunities trying to get in on some retracements, or if it takes off, again, like always, you wait for some kind of pullback to try to get on in it, and then ride at higher levels, which then I believe, we would definitely eventually get to retest the 101.50, and then potentially, back to the highs of the year.